question was, can you give me an example of a value proposition? Now, I still remember to this day the first time a candidate used one on me as a recruiter, because this is something you have to do with recruiters too. Because I got on the phone with somebody, and this was somebody that was referred to me. And one of the reasons we as recruiters are hesitant to do that is because we know that person's just going to spend an hour talking about their background, and we don't need that. But he said, look, I'm just going to take 5 minutes of your time. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. He said, so, when a company is looking to go public? And I said, yeah, you mean, so you're like the IPO CFO. Okay. I mean, I had a category in my database for IPO CFO. I had like 50 of them. But he said, no. He said, so sometimes a company doesn't know if they're going to go public, or they might take the private equity route. So what I do is I get them prepared for both simultaneously. So here's a question for everybody. Now, my response, I had a 2-sentence response. Number one, you can do that? I said, yeah. I said, number two, let me call you back. Why did I say, let me call you back? Because believe it or not, I was chasing a job order about a month prior to that. And I took the CEO out to lunch because I knew they didn't have a CFO. I knew the guy that left 6 months prior. And he said, Saundra, look, I'm just going to be upfront with you. I appreciate the lunch, but we're not going to fill the CFO role. We're not even going to do a search. So relax until we know if we're going to go public or private equity. Now, in my world, I was like, yeah, okay, fine. Then this guy called me. I made one phone call and I connected a problem to a solution. So to answer Daniel's question, the example of a value proposition, it's not the product description, your background, your years of experience, your proven track record, or saying any of the same blah, 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 blah people try and market themselves with. I'm not saying you do, Daniel. But it is the problem you solve and how you uniquely bring it to the table. Different parts of that need to be used with different people, depending on who they are, the recruiter versus the person who may have known you from a slightly different career that you had in the past, and now you have to rebrand with them. So it is different in how you communicate that. But until you know what that is for you and where that intersects with your competitive differentiation and what it is you want to do, because my guess is if you got 20 years of experience, like most people, we could spin it a lot of different ways. So we have to figure that out up front. I hope that answered your question.
Daniel, thanks for the question.